Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know this is technically not ladder up, but I've done some stuff before on the channel about Premier Challenge videos, and I want to do something different. I'm actually going to comment on this one. This video was from my round 2 match at Mattawa, New Jersey Premier Challenge this past Sunday, and it was against a fellow YouTuber by the name of Jim Mack. A link to his channel will be in the description. He's a really cool guy, does all sorts of stuff besides Pokemon. You know, he does his Pokemon, he does Mario Kart, he does Splatoon, there's all sorts of fun stuff. The Mario Kart in particular, he does quote-unquote drunk driving with Mario Kart, and I don't advocate drinking or driving in the real or virtual world, but hey, to each their own, you know? Do what you want to do. Actually, don't do that. Don't drink and drive, guys. Seriously, it's not okay. That got weird. But point is, I got a battle video here for you today. I want to comment on it. Hopefully, I remember everything that happened. I kind of just want to explain what I was going through. Because, I mean, I go through my thought process when I do the battle spot videos, but I'm not really that serious on those. Like, I want to win, but it's more just for fun, you know, to be somewhat didactic and teach you guys a thing or two. But this is an example of a case where, you know, high stakes situation, high stakes Pokemon, where I really wanted to win. It was very serious up until about the end of the battle, actually, because, okay, and you might be wondering why I have the bottom screen here, because you're not going to really see anything the entire time. I left it there because I want you to watch the turns. I think this battle was 14 or 15 turns, and it ended up coming down to timer. So, I mean, average turn takes a minute or more. So if you think 14, 15 turns of VGC when you only have 15 minutes to play, that means the battle's coming down to the last second. And so if you don't know how it works when time runs out, when time runs out and the battle's still going on, the first thing it checks for is how many Pokemon each person has. If one of you has more Pokemon than the other, the person with the most Pokemon wins. If you have the same amount of Pokemon, then it's the total amount of HP you have wins. So that's going to come into play here. I don't want to say, like, you know, what happens really, but it comes into play. So just keep in mind, when you get to, like, turn 10, or turn 9 or 10, we both realize that it's coming down to the end of the battle, like to the end of the time. So we're both very aware of the timer, and it makes a difference. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Yeah. Oh, before I forget, oh my goodness, you might notice we have a new layout, and it's beautiful, and it's pretty. And we also have a new layout everywhere. Hopefully I'm doing that right. And then up there, you see a new banner and new avatar. Those were made by Jim Mack, the guy I'm battling. I ended up talking to him after the battle. He's a really cool guy. I mean, funny guy too. Really generous. Really just wants to help other YouTubers out like me, you know, who I'm passionate about what I do. I don't have a whole lot of viewers right now, but I'm trying to make the whole thing interactive. And he was kind enough to make me an overlay with my favorite Pokemon, Raichu. And yeah, again, Jim Mack, thank you so much. You're swell. You're a swell guy, and I wish him the best. But now it's time to talk about the battle. So I'm going to get into it. Hopefully, I don't suck. I don't remember entirely what the other two Pokemon were. You see here he has, you know, the Cresselia, the Landorus, the Charizard, and the Amoonguss. What else did he have? Oh, yeah, I know he has Sylveon. Yeah, he has Sylveon, and he had a Heatran. I think, yeah. I wasn't too worried. I was kind of worried at first about the Charizard Heatran lead, but I thought he sees my Heatran, he sees my Landorus. You know, I've got Kangaskhan, which can fake things out. And I really didn't think he was going to bring it. I was a bit concerned about the Sylveon, just because it's annoying. I was thinking, I know that Trick Room Sylveon is a thing with Cresselia. I've used it. Helping Hand Hyper Voices do a lot, especially with Life Orb. And so I was a bit worried about that, but honestly, I was kind of expecting him to lead Charizard. And I was kind of expecting him to lead Cresselia. I was really expecting a Charizard Cresselia lead, because I thought, you know, if the Cresselia is Calm Mind, it could start setting up and then, you know, healing itself with, what's it called? The Moonlight, because in the sun, the Moonlight does 3/4 of your health in recovery instead of half. And if it had an Ice move, it could threaten my Double Genie lead for sure. So, the first thing I thought to myself is, I'm going to bring Double Genies, because it's a safe lead, it can do all sorts of stuff. And I wanted to scout out for the item on his Landorus. So I'm gonna fake that I am that I'm a Choice Scarf Landorus when I'm actually Assault Vest. So that was the first thing. My plan was, if that Cresselia comes in, if it has a Mental Herb, if it has a Key Berry, a Citrus Berry, whatever, I'm going to want to knock it off at some point, but I don't want him to expect it. So I was planning on getting a knockoff at some point. Why am I talking? I'm just getting into the battle. This is stupid. Alright. I talk too much, people. So, Pretty Heisenberg is ready to battle. So you see my double Genie lead, and you see he actually leads with Charizard and Amoonguss. I was not expecting that, but I thought Charizard's definitely going to switch out here. So I'll go ahead and swagger the Amoonguss because I'm safety goggles. I'm not afraid of it. And I'm actually, he withdraws, and actually at this point I decide I'm going to try and piss off him as much as possible with Thundurus, so he'll try and target it with Amoonguss, with a Spore, later on in the battle, because I don't want him going after my Kangaskhan. I know my Kangaskhan is crucial here, but he actually double switches. So at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, Cresselia gets Swagger. That's pretty good. I would have wanted to do that later anyway, so now I can go ahead and paralyze it next turn, because the Landorus is here. I know he can't switch in to avoid being paralyzed. So here, at this point, because of the Prankster, he does not know that I'm not Choice Scarf. So I want to use that to my advantage. Unfortunately, I no longer get to knock off the Cresselia, because it switched into a Rock Slide and activates Key Berry. So at this point, my knockoff is pointless, and I thought if I bring Landorus in later, I might honestly just use it to Rock Slide and prevent Cresselia from setting up. So I Thunder Wave the Cresselia, and I figure here his Landorus is probably Choice Scarf, and he's not going to want to Earthquake because there was nothing on the field, so he does end up going for a Rock Slide like I hoped. And my plan here is to protect with Heatran the next turn to just be absolutely certain that he is Scarf, because if he is Scarf, he's going to Rock Slide. If he's not, he's going to be really tempted to go for an Earthquake. At this point, I switch out Thundurus, and I go into my own Landorus just to drop his attack, just because I think it's a good idea. And I want him to really think that I'm Scarf. So again, this is something you do with a Scarf Landorus. So I protect, and I think he ends up just going for Rock Slide. Yes. Which now I know it's a Scarf Landorus. There's no reason to stay in like that if it's not a Scarf Landorus. He wants damage on the Thundurus, and I know this now because he ends up going for an Icy Wind. So he was hoping that the Icy Wind Rock Slide would take out the Thundurus because it's annoying. But he sees the Icy Wind damage, sees how well I take it, so now he knows I'm Assault Vest. So he ends up actually going for a Rock Slide. Heatran avoids, and I really want to burn this heat. I really want to burn the Landorus, and you see me miss. So, so at this point I'm just Rock Sliding to prevent the Cresselia from attacking, hopefully, because it's paralyzed, it's swaggered, and Rock Slide. But he actually ends up getting the attack off, which is good for him. And yeah, fortunately does not take Landorus out, so he actually has to waste time focusing on it, because I can still be annoying with it. So he actually withdraws his Landorus. I went for Rock Slide here, predicting maybe a Charizard switch in, but he actually goes into a Amoonguss, which is okay. And I did switch out my Heatran, predicting the Charizard. I wanted to get in Thundurus and threaten it with electric type attacks and paralysis and stuff. And here I'm thinking, okay, if this Cresselia breaks through, then this is the best Cresselia in the world. But he actually gets flinched. So I figure he's not going to want to get Thunder Waved here, but I went for it anyways, just because I thought Thunderball on the Cresselia is not going to matter, and if he gets Gutsy, I can still paralyze it. But the next turn, I know that, that's right, he ends up getting the Icy Wind off, so Landorus goes down. So I'm thinking here, okay, I can switch in Kangaskhan, and now I know that at this point, timer's starting to get kind of low, and I'm thinking I can win this game if I set up with Kangaskhan with Power Punches. I don't think he's going to Rage Powder here, because I think he's annoyed at Thundurus. He wants to try and put it to sleep. He wants to try and Spore my Thundurus, and that's what I was going for the entire time. That's why I didn't lead Kangaskhan. That's why I put it in the back for this situation. So if my Kangaskhan's not intimidated, I can Power Up Punch his Cresselia. Swagger here's a safe play. It's a 50-50 for him moving or not, so even if he does break through the confusion, I'm hoping he goes after Thundurus. But I think he hits himself. So here I'm just setting up. I'm thinking he might not want to get Sucker Punch, so he might like Moonlight or Calm Mind or something, and I think Power Punch is a really good play. And I'm thinking I can get another one up the next turn. If I get the one up the next turn, because I think he's going to want to do the same thing to try and avoid a Sucker Punch, that he might switch out or whatever, and I could Power Punch, that's hot, yeah. So he goes for Moonlight. As soon as I see that, I know that he's going to try and avoid this. And I'm banking this next turn that he's going to Spore into Thundurus. So I Thunder Wave the Amoonguss just to try and prevent it from doing anything again. Again, probability here. And I'm power up punching that Cresselia, thinking he's either going to switch out or he's going to stay in and not Rage Powder, and I was right. When I saw he did not Rage Powder, I was very happy. Because now I'm at +4, and even if Landorus comes in at +3, I can just one-hit KO everything with return. So he's feeling the pressure right now. And at this point, we're about to be at 10 minutes in the battle. I know it's coming down the timer, and I like you, man, but I knew in the battle you were trying to timer stall. And he admitted to me he was trying to timer stall because he thought that was his only way out. Because the Cresselia has so much HP, because the Amoonguss has so much HP, I know I've got to get rid of one of them. So I'm like, I'm going to go after the Amoonguss right now. And he ends up protecting, which I thought is okay. I have enough time for him to make that play, because even if he Icy wins my Charizard, even if he Icy wins my Kangaskhan, I one-hit KO everything else on the team with Sucker Punch. I didn't want to Sucker Punch into that because Moonlight. So he thought maybe I would try and hit it or Sucker Punch and just, you know, get that off. Goes for double protect. And I doubled into the Amoonguss this turn with a flamethrower and a return because I knew it would hurt anything that he wanted to leave in there. Switch in, it would hurt. So the flamethrower ends up getting some chip damage off on the Cresselia, which is good. Any damage on Cresselia is good, guys. Cresselia is a derf. The paralysis really helping out here. So beginning of the game paralysis, Cresselia wants to sit around for a long time. A paralysis at the very beginning really helps you to limit the amount of times it gets to do what it wants to do. So here I'm thinking the only reason he would bring in Charizard is if he had Hidden Power Ground. So I'm going to protect my Heat Train because I thought if you didn't have that, you would bring in Landorus and then switch out to avoid a Sucker Punch while getting Intimidate on the Kangaskhan. So I just go to bop the Cresselia because I know I gotta get rid of it. It has too much HP. If it comes down to tying the number of Pokemon at the end of the game, I can't let him have Cresselia. It's got way too much HP. And I know that if I get rid of it, Landorus has to come in next turn. It's Choice Scarf, I can Sucker Punch it. And he does have the Hidden Power. At this point in the game, like, our headphones are off and we're like, oh dude, I thought you had Hidden Power. And he's like, oh, that sucks. So at this point, I think I'm going to switch out Heat Train into Thunders, avoid Hidden Power, get rid of the Landorus with a Sucker Punch. That's the goal. Because then it's a 3-on-1. And basically, time expires after this turn. So I know I can win here. And that's exactly what I do. I Sucker Punch. You see how much damage this does. Even at with the Intimidate, the +3 Sucker Punch just does a lot of damage. And it's not max, it's not adamant Kangaskhan, it's Jolly. So he does end up Hidden Powering, just really wanted to get rid of that Heat Train, but I had Sugar Berry, so I think I would have survived anyways. Maybe, I don't know, it depends. But you see, that's how the battle ended. It was a really good battle. Jim Max, great guy. Go check out his channel, seriously. I'm serious, go do it. Do it. Do it now. Go check out his channel, and then come back to mine, and go to his, and come back to mine, and just do that for a while. But this is something I wanted to do a little bit different. I ended up actually, we ended up talking after the battle. He's a really cool guy, and I really like him. We've been talking ever since then, just about Pokemon stuff, and but more about the actual tournament. I ended up going 4-1, with my only loss being to the guy who went undefeated in Swiss. So 5 rounds of Swiss, and then take the top 8 players, and they play in like a best-of-3 tournament to see who wins. I was 4-1. I was 3rd place in Swiss, so 3rd place going into the top cut. I ended up playing James Beck in top cut, 1st round. Now, I don't know if you know who James Beck is, but he's got his own channel, and it's really good. It's a really good channel. He's a really good player. He's a very good player. Honestly, far better than I am. And I think ultimately, I hope that there's no video of our battles anywhere, because I lost to him in 2 very quick games, and it was very bad. He was very well prepared for the type of team I was running. He had a lot of experience playing it, and just overall, he played way better. So, yeah, but that's it, guys, for today. I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you like this or not. It's a bit different, but I think it's very valuable. So, if you like it, feel free to like it, share, subscribe, all that stuff that I always say. You know what to do. And if you want, I will see you tomorrow or in 5 minutes or whenever on the channel. Yeah, this isn't ladder up. What am I talking about? I'll see you around, guys. Have a nice day.